well. But yeah, so basically, for anyone who's just come in, I think we've been sort of talking around. The whole purpose of this, for me, was basically just to look back on what I think to date is probably one of the most legendary world records, at least in terms of like a modern Pikmin 2 perspective. So the whole point of it is to look at what we were doing then, what's changed now, and potentially even generate some ideas for like the future route of this game, where we're going. I always find that looking back, I don't know about you, Urban, looking back at old videos sort of helps me understand what sort of changes are faster and then gets me in that sort of creative mindset.
Yeah, especially with someone like Ice, who has really been kind of a step ahead of his time for a long time. I've probably only seen this run like 3 or 4 times. I was pretty butthurt when it happened, and so it took me a really long time to finally like sit down and watch it.
Yeah. Oh, hello, 2000.
I've got in a much better spot mentally now, to where I'm like, oh, other people do well, great.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, I was super duper butthurt about it.
Yep. Like I've got the Twitch chat here as well for another bit of juicy history on this side. So I'm sure that'll be fun when it all closes out. We'll see how upset, shocked, terrified everyone was.
I don't even think we expected him to do, like, this was a surprise. I was running all treasures at the same time. And TCB came in like at the end of Ice's run and said he got this, and I like had to stop running.
It's crazy. Yeah, I remember Cap was like emo for like a few weeks when we were at GDQ. He was like, 139. I can't believe it, dude. That's the luckiest run I've ever seen. And it was like, oh my god, like he was genuinely torn up about it. And we watched it together and grieved, and it was great. It was it was a very good experience. I'd recommend it all to anyone who gets their world record bot this hard.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna just start because I feel like I can talk about how legendary Ice is. So we have his game audio and his audio as well. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll be too chaotic.
Is he talking?
Yeah, this is the stream version. So this is, you can hear Ice's sort of inner dialogue.
Yeah,
I've never heard him speak. Are you sure?
100%. Yeah. Look, I can turn it up if you want. But, well, wait. He'll say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw him doing that, I was like,
hear any of the audio
why
from
did
that.
nobody before?
If you have the stream. But yeah, no, that's Ice. He's awesome. He used to stream with Mike way more. But yeah, no, that's what Ice sounds like. Has like a really good French accent as well. Sorry, if he comes in later, I'm gonna be like absolutely exposing him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I've I was gonna say never heard him speak.
Yeah, no, it was very rare. I feel like weirdly enough, I think 2 of his streams where he was streaming with Mike, one of them was this, and one of them was his first like 138, I think. So like either way, when Ice streams with a mic, he's trying to kill people. It's like the first day just doesn't change at all. Like I don't think this will ever change. I don't think there's going to be anything faster than this ever, right? Like this is just so simple. You just kill Pikmin, done.
Yeah.
Also,
and like,
oh, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say they've already explored all the edges around that whole area as well. There are a few others that you can do the clip, but that one's the fastest, and its setup is, I mean, perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I'm going to have to appeal to the stream now. Please ignore some of the absolute shit takes I put in this chat. The old live stream chat for this.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear.
Oh, my God, it's so bad. Hey, it's Jack Draz in chat. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'll zoom it in so chat's maybe a little bigger. I don't know if that will work.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out Twitch chat so I can maximize your.
I said that 2 years ago. Yeah, if I say anything that's like insanely incriminating, I'm killing the VOD. So none of you fucks will ever catch me. But funnily enough, right? So I say it was 2 years ago. You'll really notice like the first optimization here is actually huge. Like I actually left this on while I was setting up the stream, and it's a strategy that MoKG found actually. That we all, I think, take for granted nowadays. And it's on...
It wasn't even... I was going to say, MoKG didn't necessarily even find it. Eevee did the start of a task years ago that did this exact thing, the exact luring thing.
Yeah.
And MoK was like, hey, why aren't we doing this in speedruns? And that was like, well after the fact that he had already figured out. Oh my god!
I feel so stupid watching it. Like he just kills the Bulb over there. So what? So for those that don't know, we make that Bulb walk all the way over to the onion and kill it here, because the Bulb walks so much faster than these slow assholes are carrying this back. So also no Louis skip because we didn't even know that existed yet. We weren't even close to knowing. Like even IID didn't know it existed, and he was the one who found the trick. So that probably saves by itself like what 8 seconds ish. Like this day and time is really slow.
The lure is like 4 to 6 seconds. It's quite a bit, and then Louis skip is another 10, 12 on it. Top of that, if you do it well.
Yeah. So like keep in mind, Ice's early game for this point like isn't bad, right? Like it's not bad. It's just the route was so much worse, like just in general, which is interesting. But yeah, I think apart from this, not too much has changed from like a regular non-Louis skip route today. I feel like. Hello.
Yeah, and even day 4 should be pretty similar, unless. No, looks like we're doing EC late already.
Yeah, because I'm the one in chat. I think I'm still playing PAL at this point, talking about how CR early was the truth. Spoilers, it's not the truth. CR late's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
They're really about even time-wise.
What, CR early and late?
Yeah, you just end up getting more access to more purples.
Yeah.
So, right. So you end up with 25 purples for COS, which is great because of BLL, really.
Yeah, Courage Reactor. Sorry, friend. This is the battery, the sort of tutorial treasure. Lugia, or Shadow Lugia, came up with the idea of getting it much later in the run. It saves a bunch of time. You get more purples.
I'll point. I can't point it out in this run, but I joke that the only reason he came up with the new route is that he wanted to skip the 1 pellet or the 2 pellet, the 1 pellet on day 5. I no longer have access to your screen.
Oh really? Okay, wait. I'll pause. You know, Memento. What happened?
All right, I'm back now.
Oh, you're back. Okay, cool. That is very weird. That's my bad.
I'll leave it looked like it was just loading.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, this stuff still looks like relatively familiar, to be honest. Like, this doesn't change. I think the only thing I suspect will change, egg push, as GV is so sort of, notably pointed out, will be missing from this. And I suspect just generally that sort of edges will be a bit rougher compared to what we would run nowadays. Oh yeah, and also numbers of Pikmin here, actually. That's interesting. Because in this route, since you're not doing egg push, you don't need to get both the 1 pellets while you're doing the egg push. You just sort of go up. So you throw 1 Pikmin here instead of throwing 1 for each flower. Only a small thing. That's like an IID optimization, but...
Yeah, it ends up with a really good, what we call a stagger. So if your Pikmin seeds, like... whatever come up all at once, then it takes a really long time for them all to spawn. But if you stagger them, then you'll be able to pluck things really quickly.
Rip egg push. No. It's such a cool strat. I think it might be like one of my favorites. Just in terms of like in early game how it looks. It just looks cute.
That's a bad opinion. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I love egg push. It looks so good. You get an egg all the way down the ledge. Like a casual's never thought of that. Guaranteed it.
Yeah.
Whereas the other stuff is just insane.
It's also one of those tricks that like seems really, really difficult and stupid at first. There are definitely streams where I've said like, this is a stupid trick. I'm never going for it again. And then here we are. And
here we are. It just saves like 6 seconds. It's relatively easy. So it's like, I think we all just go for it. But we have salty days. IMO, you shouldn't specifically practice day 4. You get it in time. That's a hot take from me that I actually do stand by, to be fair. You know what? Cool. I like it when I say something in an old stream that's not completely wrong.
What did you say?
In the bottom right, can you see here?
Yeah.
IMO, you shouldn't practice day 3. Day 4, you get it in time. I do agree with that. So here, this is the Louis skip difference, right? Only 1. Osmorn, welcome back. Hello. Yeah, no, early game, fun. I might skip through this, to be honest, because the rest of this is just like walking back, early game.
Yeah, that's fine.
Etc. Good FC4s make my PP happy, Jack 2018. Yeah, so trigger the cutscene. Eyes off the side of his head, sound. And then you're in, and I think he'll have like an 8:36. So all of that time loss is basically Louis skip, which is like 10, 12 seconds, egg push, which is like 6, and the ball wobbler, which is like probably another 6. From like average early game nowadays. which is like a lot of time.
Even without Louis skip, you could probably pull like an 820 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's completely reasonable.
Regularly, yeah. And then with Louis skip, 810 is pretty doable for the most part.
Yeah. One thing that is actually hilariously legendary about this run, Ice absolutely messes up this cave. I'm not going to spoil how, but like, so this doesn't change, right? Floor 1, cool. I think he just gets... So we collect these 2 treasures here. It's the first thing you see. I didn't think I could show up another stream until I convolute. Brilliant. I'm glad you're up again for when I'm streaming, Osman. Welcome back. But oh, he lockout skips to okay, that's hype. Oh, I even said it.
And it's also a piece of optimization that is actually probably optimal, but it's just so hard to set up that like there's no reason to do it.
You've got like the best percent odds of getting it is like maybe 50%, and that's if you're mashing like 15 times a second or something, which is quite hard.
Yeah, and you've got it. Yeah, and you've got the corpse set up in the exact right spot, which is really hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so
he's so many Pikmin with him.
Yeah, this is very anxiety-inducing. Look at how far those bulbs get towards the sort of like line. That's so stressful. Oh my god. Oh yeah. But yeah, no. So this, when we were watching it at GDQ, this is a GDQ 2019, I think. This is the one that we were at Urban, right? Am I right in saying that? I think it was.
Yeah, we did the AGDQ we were at. Ice had just gotten this earlier on that.
Yeah. This is it. So this
like
this mess here, like he's just standing and waiting, and then he realizes like, oh, I've got to get.
Oh no!
Because he can't leave it, because otherwise it goes so slowly.
They're purples, yeah.
And they just die, and it's so rough. Like that is bad.
Moral of the story. Yeah, moral of the story: don't bring 34 Pikmin with you,
because they make the ball go so close to where your Pikmin are going to be walking in like minutes.
And then, if you are going to bring 34 Pikmin with you, make sure to get the long shots with reds.
Yeah, please, dear God. But yeah, like, keep that in mind, right? That happened, and this run is still legendary. I think, like, when I was watching this felt like the only notable mistake, I think, back then. Like, other stuff, of course, there'll be, like, smaller mistakes that lose, like, seconds here and there, just from, like, hesitation. But, like, that was, like, the only mistake. Everything else is, like, pretty freaking good. Man. Also, hot take, I don't think we do anything in Whole of Beast or White Flower Garden different from then. I'm actually very tempted to skip past that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, nothing should be different. You might see us get Healing Cast down.
Oh, that is true. Okay, no, fair enough. That is actually very true. We should watch.
But that's not an in-cave thing.
No, no. But still, I mean, it is a big route difference, and I think that was one that Paperario sort of came up with, and I fleshed out with him about how to fix that, because he came up with it when he was really new. Like, I think he hadn't even broken the 2-hour run mark yet.
Right.
And he was just like, why do we get this?
At the time, Cap had said, someone solved this. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? Sorry for cursing. If you don't want me to curse, just let me know.
Oh, no, you can absolutely go wild. I've set this stream to be a mature audience place now, because I'm not dealing with that. Oh, God. But also, fun fact about this run, for those who are sort of familiar with Pikmin 2, but maybe not familiar with this run, every single split in the game is less than 10 minutes. Which is, like, insane. Like, the world record I got now is my first run that's ever done that. Max, okay. Majora for this channel is, can you handle an F-bomb being dropped every now and then? If so, then you can say. But yeah, so this run has, like, no split go over 10 minutes, which is insane. As I say, I think I've only had that in my most recent PB.
Well, there's really only 2 splits that'll regularly be over 10, isn't there?
True. I mean, yes. But I mean, technically, if you've routed it differently, you could have different splits. I don't know, potentially breach that point, right? Like, the only one that comes to mind is GK. But yeah, this is just, like, kind of slow. But not, like, bad at all. Like, normally we'd be, like, at the wall at this point. So it's, like, 1, 2, 3, boom. But that's just, like, small things. But yeah, apart from that, he plays this pretty much the same. So I'll skip through this, what we do.
Yeah, he's got an extra Pikmin over here. I think it was unintentional.
Yeah. That still happens now, though, I think.
Yeah, sometimes. If he moves too quickly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Nothing else really interesting is even said in chat at this point, to be honest. It's just me saying, look, I'll skip the ball. God, I used to... Every single time anyone would stream Pikmin anywhere, I was just like, hi, what are you doing with Pikmin? I'm doing this. I'm practicing this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Especially when, like, Ice and Cap were in their rivalry phase. It was so cool.
Yeah. So right around the time you started, I had just taken a pretty long break.
Yeah.
I was in love. And that really hurt me. And that's one of the reasons that, like, this 139 really hurt me, is because I wasn't at the same skill level that I had been at. And I had been number 1. And then I come back after a fairly long break, and I'm like,
oh,
4 or 5.
Oh my god, like, what's happened? I think Cap had that recently, actually, funnily enough. It was like, he's like, sure. I've never been 5th on the board. I haven't been 5th on the boards in, like, years. It's like, So this is the trick throw we were talking about. Here, we thought you had to get down Healing Cask at this earlier stage in order to collect it. Later on, you don't. You end up there for Ball Black's Kingdom anyway, so you're up there with the Pikmin later on. So it's sort of a, I don't know, an obsolete element of this route, but it loses a few seconds.
Yeah, it's just sort of one of those things that it's just like, duh, why didn't we think of that before?
Yeah, it's just like, it looks cool. Frankly, clearly we have to do it.
Yeah, like COS, before Button's Kitchen, like, why? Why did we not think of that like years ago? It's so easy. It's so obvious. For those who don't know, the reason it's so obvious, like the reason we do it now, is because it avoids a percentage cutscene, which is like 8 seconds. So it's literally just free time save to change the order to the 2 last caves, and there's no reason that you have to do them in a specific order.
Yeah, it's like completely pointless. And I think that one was me, actually. I think that was when I finally developed a brain. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think we should switch these around. How long have I been playing at the time of this run? Well, that's a cool question. I think, so it would have been December 2018. So, like 4 or 5 months, I think, because I started halfway through that year. So I think I've been playing for like...
What's your... Yeah, do you know what your PB was at this time?
Yeah, I think I was like 145 mid or something. And I was still playing on PAL at this point because we hadn't been to GDQ. And I got my copy off TCB, funnily enough. So, yeah, and then the first PB I had in NTSC, I PB'd by about like 2 minutes, I think. Because
Ice, for the record, also kind of did a similar thing where he was doing PAL, and we thought he was doing no COS runs, and he finally got the US version, and he was just better.
He crushed it.
That was alarming because we were not prepared for that at all. He got it, and he was just like, his dominance was so clear.
You know what? Everything cycles, Urban, because that happened again with IID. That literally happened again with IID really recently. Ooh. That's actually really weird to think about. Oh, man. But yeah, this stuff's pretty much all the same. Actually, I might skip this. I'm just curious to see. I want to see if he gets Fast Empress.
I want to see if... Yeah, I don't think he went for it. Because we didn't really. He went for the original strat. So we didn't really have a good backup yet.
No.
We probably had it. Like, I think IID went for it, but we didn't understand how much better it was.
Yeah, like no one was doing the AT backup at this point. All the other backups were semi-YOLO.
Shout out to throwing every purple.
I know. No, but this is something that is really interesting, though. In a lot of ways, I noted when I looked through a little bit of this run before, because I was trying to recall some of how good the RNG was, and I looked at one of the flaws, and Ice is, like, even at this point, pretty ahead of his time in terms of, like, when he dismisses. In terms of, like, making sure that he puts the right Pikmin in roughly the right place, but just as quick as possible. Like, he doesn't need it to be perfect, he just wants them in the right place. And I think that's something about Ice that... I think that's the thing about Ice that was the most ahead of his time. Like, he had what I guess MoKG affectionately refers to as urgency. Just doing something as fast as possible and right enough that you can get to something actually important sooner. That's how I always think of it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's kind of insane. So I'm actually just going to straight up skip White Flower Garden. I think we haven't...
Yeah,
that has been the same for years. That's been the same, like, since I've been here. since Ghostly had world record or something. Like, it's probably been the same that long.
Anyone who's watching, if you want to find out, if you can figure out a way that we can just skip the knapsack, let us know, because we would probably skip White Flower Garden entirely.
Honestly, would we? That's a good point. Is White Flower Garden good poker?
It's a super low. No, it's terrible. It's a terrible Poco Cave.
That's interesting. Yeah, Anthony, that's actually a cool question. Ghostly did have world record. I think it was quite a while ago now.
So Ghostly had world record. I took it from him when I got my 145.02, so that was early 2017. Was the last time Ghostly had world record. So he had a 145.05 that was world record for a decent bit of time. I beat him with the 145.02. Kaizen beat me the next day. I beat Kaizen the next day, and then it was gone. It got out of Ghostly's hands. He couldn't catch it back up.
Yeah. Hey, Ice Cube, the man of the hour. Welcome to your fan club stream, I guess. And you missed the bit where we talked about the emotional damage this did to the Pikmin 2 scene, so I think you're good now.
Yeah. You ruined my life, man. I'm kidding. Joke.
In the best possible way. Yeah. Because I think this changed pretty much like the direction of travel for the game, I think. We realized we all sucked, and it was great.
Well, the other thing was, like, at this point, I after Ice did this, I tried for a little bit longer to, like, go for 139, and I just could not get past, like, the 141 barrier. Yeah. And then I couldn't get past the 140 barrier. So we hung out at, like, summer camp, and I still didn't have a 139 then.
Jesus.
And was like, yeah, it's probably just not going to happen. And then it all happened. Like, I've PB'd 3 times, and my PB went from like a 140.20 to a 135. Like, nuts.
Yeah, I remember that.
I only get huge PBs. I don't get small PBs.
Exactly. Oh, and also, yeah, that's the crazy thing about this. I think Ice even said it in like the YouTube video or something for this. He just completely skipped 140. And I think there was a sort of shared consciousness about that we thought that was sort of the goal. Like, if someone got 140, that was amazing. Like, well done. Whoa, you got 140, but then Ice just, like, absolutely shattered through it. As seems to happen a lot with Pikmin. I feel like nobody ever just gets, like, just about scrapes the barrier, and that lasts.
Yeah. The 138 deal, so when Ice's, like, 138.06 was beaten by me and then Cap, those were all really small ones, but other than that, it's always been a big jump between world records.
Yeah, and that was crazy as well, because it was like back to back to back. That was like, oh yeah, Max is stuck at the 140 barrier. As like probably the best runner now who hasn't had world record at some point, you can attest to how difficult that can be to break.
Oh, he's so particular about this trick too.
This is interesting.
You don't have to be anywhere near this particular about it.
I mean, this is something Ice can probably talk about in the chat, but like he valued consistency of this trick so much more over like speed of it.
Yeah, which is fair.
Which
I don't mind taking the time to line it up at the end there. It was mostly the clipping out and stuff. I'm like, taking this maybe a little slower than you need to, but it's totally fine. Like he had to play to support it, and that's really the biggest thing. Like he was just trying to finish runs.
See me in chat, your EB setup is so consistent, haha, as I cry tears of soft-locked pain from having not figured it out as much as that point. I think Ice had uploaded a video recently being like 16 successful EB attempts in a row or something. I remember seeing that at the time and being like, shucks, must be nice. Yeah, so Ice said in chat, he was losing like 10 seconds per run to Cap, setting it up, but making sure he got it every time. And I think that's something we sort of agreed on. Apart from maybe Max nowadays, Cap has always been the best at early blues. Like in terms of speed and accuracy. Like I feel like he is pretty consistent.
Not as of late, but
no, maybe not these last few days. But I think if you gave him the benefit of time, I think he's doing quite well. Yeah.
We love you, Cap.
Yeah. I think he definitely goes down in history as EB legend. So. Oh man. Oh, hi Barra in chat. God, if he ever sees this, shout out. I haven't seen him in a Pikmin 2 stream in a long time. Apart from Colossal
he's still around.
Yeah, no, he's still around.
And he'll check in he'll check into my streams sometimes and say,
"That's hey." Good. We like hi Barra. He's a good egg.
Yeah, maybe he's just traumatized by all British people, and so he won't talk to you.
No. I promise we're not that bad.
Okay.
Oh, letting the side down. Me and Max are good. Just not that big meanie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spoil. This run does not get lens, which I think is part of why it was so ridiculous.
Crazy, yeah.
Oh my god! Like even now, a no lens 139 low is like a good fucking time.
Yeah. So this is a 139 with SL, right? No, does he not get anything?
No, he gets absolutely nothing.
No, not SL. Sorry, SO. Stellar Orb, right?
Yeah. So he gets Man at Legs instead, which is really interesting because that is slow. Man at Legs is just slow.
Well, it's not like too bad for the time.
No.
At this point, like it's what, a minute 10 for 100 Pocos plus light.
Yeah, it's like a minute 10, minute 15. The issue at this
point is, so as soon as we figured out score, light became invalid.
Yeah.
Like we can now, like light was only really helpful on bad layouts anyway, and now that we know score, light is even not helpful on bad layouts because we know how layout generation works.
Yeah. Pi asked a good question in chat. Was this before Aquatic Mine? Yes. That was another thing.
Well,
this is like way before. I think I came up with Aquatic Mine like half a year after this run, maybe more. It was like December 2019 I came up. In fact, yeah, so way more. It would have been way after this.
Has any world record run collected Aquatic Mine since then? Maybe not.
Oh, yes, ISIS.
Yeah,
ISIS definitely got Aquatic Mine in one of his records. I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been one of the 136s, actually. I think. But yeah, it's only been collected. Or maybe I did. I don't know. I think. Oh, no, not for... Because I've never had record, actually.
I'm curious if the strawberry here is going to go down the wrong path.
It does not.
It's so weird.
But it's because he went down that path, I think. And I think they're probably the same.
I've seen it just make the wrong decision anyway.
So this is sort of weird play because he's come all the way back to the spawn, even though he left these 5 reds here. But this is Ice's overall, I think, mindset, even to now, probably, if he came back to Pikmin 2, he was definitely a Pikmin protector. Like, he values having his Pikmin all sort of together and alive before, you know, saving 3 seconds on a floor or something, which I think I agree with. And he was the first person... I feel like I'm just on a continuous stream of thoughts, so bear with me here. Tell me if I'm going too quick. But he's also the person, I think, in the community who earliest realized that you should always get 5 whites on this floor. There is, like, virtually no excuse to not get these 5 whites that he's growing right now.
Yeah. Shout out Max.
Yeah, shout out Max. To be fair, I think Max has figured it out now. I think that we figured Max. But yeah, no, basically those 5 whites... you don't use reds again in the run, so they're basically free from a Pikmin number perspective. And 2, you get those 5 whites for 2 whole caves, which is really good. And yeah, the long walk of shame.
Plus, I mean, you end up with 5 extra whites for essentially the rest of the run, right? So if you get 15 on SCX4, then you've got 15 extra whites for an hour and 10 minutes of the run, which is huge.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So it's just a great play, and I think Ice Cube, I think he was the one that told me about it, actually. You may remember or may not, I don't know.
Yeah, but... and you definitely encouraged me to very aggressively go for it, because at one point you usurped me. Like you got a 1. I was the 4th person to get a 139.
Yeah, I was the 2nd. I think it was Ice and then me. And then Cap.
Did Cap? I thought Cap beat you. Maybe not.
Nah, I was the 2nd. Crazy. 139. Yeah.
Gosh, that's crazy.
I'm telling you, man, I've been on the fucking skin of the milk of the world record for the longest time before now. I've always been around, I've just always fallen short. But yeah, no, so I was the 2nd one. I choked the last split on that as well. Mm-hmm. But it was all good. But I think I sort of paved the way brutally. So,
oh, yeah.
You know, say what you want about that.
Shout outs to realizing how electric gates work.
Mm-hmm.
I still am a big old baby when it comes to them.
Yeah, Ice, you're so right. Like, time has played favorably on your opinion there. Those 5 whites are insanely important.
You're definitely correct,
They're so important. Like, oh my god, they save so much time over the run. Even in terms of like...
DK just feels so anemic without them too. It's painful.
You know, funnily enough, even on, I think, just enter BK, you're probably saving most of that time back on the whites just because you'll have them for the globe. It's just like,
and the other nice thing is, I mean, you can obviously do it in pretty much exclusively downtime, growing them on that floor, which is great.
It's just you need to just get good basically and grow them. just buck up. But yeah,
doing a good job of checking and reading the treasure gauge here, which is something some people still struggle with, myself included.
Yes, very true, very true. Like, I think the key thing here as well, Ice just has really good fundamentals at this point. Like, this is before, you know, treasure gauge reading. Or this is before score, sorry. So, like, he didn't have any rules for floors apart from sort of anecdotal experience. Which is, like, it's hard to pin down.
Somewhat effective. But like, I don't know if I can tell you guys how ineffective our just like pattern recognition was as compared to like having a rigorous understanding of score. It is. Yeah.
We did good with the knowledge we had.
Complex.
We did good with what we had, and goddamn it, we tried. This is another Ice classic as well, by the way. Just flowering really aggressively and just staying on top of things. Sorry, yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, I guess score is probably another thing that has really helped push the run to the point it is now from this 139, because like we said, we didn't know score now, but we're at what, a 134 low now.
Yeah,
and we know score.
This is why Ice. This is probably why Ice in his second sort of bigger world record, the 136 low, shouted out Jayhawk. Like, so it was like first thing he did was just like shout out to Jayhawk for the algorithm. Fucking hell, it changed everything. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So now we can like pretty consistently get these times. Like, I think the average top runner now can boot up a run and probably beat this by a couple minutes, which is insane. But that's purely because of like routing and score. But yeah, so as you can already see, the snagger hole is not good. Like, my gold standard for snagger hole, if I'm doing runs now, and not much has really changed since then. I think my standard was probably the same. If you get into snagger hole 6 before 7 minutes, it's okay. And if you get into snagger hole 6 before 6 minutes 30, that's good. And then anything below that, you're just getting into like really good territory. So like Ice is already like 40 seconds behind my version of a good run, even back then. Which is largely not due to him. I think snagger hole at this point is just very volatile, especially if you don't understand score as well. That can change some things.
It's still really volatile.
Yeah. Like, that will never change. You know, generations birthed, generation dies. Snagger hole will still be an RNG mess. But yeah, so no lens, no treasures.
Yeah, you see him not going for... Ice was another person who I would really credit with saying never kill a snagger on 6 because the 50-50 isn't worth it.
Very true. Like, I think now the conventional runner wisdom, correct me if I'm wrong, is if you see like a snagger and a bulb, kill the snagger, because it could spike. Like, the risk reward there is insane. Like, suddenly if you have 200 Pokos extra, that's like a ridiculous run.
Huge. Yeah.
But if you get 120 extra and you spend 4 seconds killing a snagger, it's like, oh, who cares? Because you are going to probably be messing around with the bulb a little bit too. So
right.
Mia cleaned this up and he earned himself a 9 low probably snagger hole, maybe a little bit faster.
Yeah, I do keep freezing, so I am having to refresh every now and again. So if I click out, that's what's happened.
It's all good. Just let me know if I need to reset the stream on my end and I'll get you back. But at this point, we've got a run that is, I would say, probably 2 minutes behind what a good run is now. But and so for Ice as well, probably not popping off too hard about it, because I suspect his PB before this probably got lens, given that it had a 10-minute snagger hole.
Oh, I didn't check.
But yeah, back then our standards were sort of more flexible, and we weren't as militant about snagger hole needing to be absolutely crazy.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, which is nuts. I mean, this goes to show anyone as well who's looking to get like okay, I'm just gonna say cleanly, even now, this run is insanely high level. Like, everything Ice is doing here is incredible. It's so
also, Ice deserves credit for this split as well, in my opinion. Not that I think the route we all use is something that I came up with for the most part. I don't know if I'm unjustly taking credit for that, but Ice is the one who made us realize how fast this can be consistently.
Yeah.
So Ice is the first person to get like 415s consistently, which is insane.
Mm-hmm. So and he uploaded the 411.
Don't do, yeah.
Yeah, he uploaded that 411 single segment as sort of like a proof of concept, I think. Basically being like, look, this isn't crazy. I haven't done anything here that isn't like RTA viable, but I've saved, I don't know, how much was it? Like 8 seconds over all of you guys every single time on the split, so get good.
Yeah.
Which was very great to see. I think
we've tightened up a lot of above ground splits as our like cave play has gotten well too, because we've kind of just realized, hey, this could be quite a bit better. And I think our above ground is probably to the point now where it can't get that much better.
Ooh, I loaded the pellets back then. That's cool. It's interesting seeing what people did and didn't do. So like they're the conventional wisdom now when you get those 5 pellets is that if you do the trick later on, oh whoa. If you get the trick later on fast enough, then you don't have to worry about loading them. So these blues here, we're going to go up to Bulblack's Kingdom. And if you load this fast enough... Oh, he whistles off the blue. I think that was an old Cap idea, wasn't it?
Yeah. I still see people do stuff similar to that.
Oh,
and
man.
Like,
so the result of our incredible decision-making earlier with the healing cast and getting it down earlier is that we can put the healing cast down there and load it there, as opposed to having the Pikmin go on, oh, yeah, here. That's it. That's all the time that genius innovation saved. But yet we still did it, and it doesn't save time. That's kind of the joke. It's pretty bad. Yeah, you know, sometimes the hardest things to see is what's right in front of your face. Yeah, you can see this split is already going like pretty damn well by like even modern standards. And not much to say, I think, from here, to be fair. Shout. Skip past.
We did skip, we used to skip the glint beetle as well, so we would skip those pellets. We just thought we didn't need them.
Oh, what, the 5
I don't know if he's
in the pot?
Yeah, I don't know. So he didn't get... So we were also getting purples on HOV4 instead for a while, and Ice was the person who routed that out and officially timed it and determined that BK4 was faster.
I do remember that, actually. Oh, also Ice with the 700 IQ here of doing a strat that I've only realized we should do recently, and that's if you get really subpar nectar here, just dismiss and take your blues.
I can handle it pretty well without it.
Without
dismissing.
True. I do it mainly if you get 1 bit of nectar. There, I think it's usually worth it. Because having too many blues leaved is like pretty bad. Like more than, I'd say, 10. And I think you're losing quite a bit of time for it.
Yeah.
Because the implication is when we enter a subterranean complex later on and you need to go through the water, for those that are less familiar with the route, you have to have as many blue Pikmin as possible to really get that gate knocked down as soon as. Because it stops you doing anything else.
Well, I'm pretty sure it happened.
That's a 430 BK back then. Which wasn't, honestly, it's not that crazy.
No, it's actually not great.
I think this was before Ice's optimization, which is interesting.
That would make sense.
I forgot the timeline of events.
I can remember, yeah.
Because he didn't do the 2 whites on the second ball either. Which is interesting. Light theme Twitch. Ugh. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm also a little disgusted, but
is that better for everyone? Is that much easier? That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't know. I never
so
really
much
noticed
better.
about light theme. Also, I like how the old PogChamp, whenever you go back on Twitch VODs now, it's just it's like glitched and crushed and awful. God, it's rough.
Don't be a fascist.
Excuse me? Oh god, what, by allowing that PogChamp emote? Yeah, no, hell no.
Yeah, that emote should have been removed a long time ago. But
yeah, that guy's an absolute moron. Like an actual 2-head individual. It's a shame. But yeah, so BK, I think he had a pretty good BK if I recall. So you can already see his PB's BK is amazing. Like 724 is great. Like even now, if you get 724 BK, that's fantastic. But this is a little monk-ass, to be honest. Wait, how long ago did that guy do that?
The guy has been saying crazy shit for years.
Yeah, it's like he's been anti-COVID. I think that's the thing where people have realized. His name's Gootex.
He's been saying terrible shit for years, and then he said some stuff about the insurrection at the Capitol here in the United States that were very inappropriate and were essentially inciting violence. And that's when Twitch finally was like, okay, we're going to do something about this.
Okay, hold on. I know we were affiliated with you before, but now we need to not be. Also, Ice, yeah, I'm sorry if some of this gameplay, because keep in mind, Ice is so much better than this run now. Like, his PB currently, I think, is like 136 low. So, like, sorry if you're cringing at any of this, Ice, but it is still amazing. Like, the overall picture is still incredible for the time that it happened.
Yeah.
At the very least. But yeah, 724 BK, I'm mad impressed with that. If someone, like, at that level got a 720 BK, that's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, so Ice definitely helped fix BK as well, because it really should be one of the least variable caves, and we were getting a lot of it.
Oh no.
But again, we didn't have
A practice hack.
yeah, we didn't have a practice hack. We didn't have an idea of how specific spawn points worked. So, like, I probably thought enemies could spawn just about anywhere in this cave, and didn't realize that, oh no, there are set spawn points every time, and there are 5 of them, and if you check them all, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. So
just
I think
lots of Jayhawk really does deserve a lot of credit for helping push this run even further.
Like the last, I'd say, few minutes of improvement at the very least, from like maybe like 38 down to 34 are probably Jayhawk related. Like, if we had gotten a time sort of more like you'd see now, like these 136s, 5s, and 4s, they'd probably just be because of pure intuition. Basically, IID now. I'm not even sure IID fully understands score, to be honest, or has messed around with Cave Gen. I suspect he has, because he did some set seed runs actually of score attack. So even IID has probably been severely impacted, severely benefiting from the score system.
GV, you mean Banjo Runner? Don't dead name him.
Wait, what? No, no, tell me it ain't so. Oh, this is great RNG.
No, it's not.
It is. So there's this bulb here, which is 2. Destroy this fire geyser, turn around, see the other bulb with the skull. Really good.
I thought the skull wasn't. I thought it was a separate room back there. Am I crazy?
Nah, dog. The skull's right there.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
To be fair, you probably don't have as high pixel quality on the stream that I'm showing you as Banjo Runner. No. But yeah, so the thing about this run is, and why I sort of got thinking about it again, is because Jayhawk recently released a document basically saying roughly within what percentile of luck the most recent top runs are. So like in the top 5, in terms of like basically how good are the seeds, how fast are they on average. And like mine was like top 3%. I think Urban, yours was like top 4. So they're like really lucky runs. And I was trying to think if there are any that I could think of that were higher. And this was the first one that came to mind. Because I remember back then just seeing like the layouts and just being like, oh my god, that's so fast. Oh my god, that one's fast too. I think the worst thing about it is that it doesn't get lands. He could have gotten both big ball bodies. Yeah, he could have, probably. Which is
he did kill this. Never mind.
Yeah, he did kill the first big ball, but I guess he was.
Was that the one that had the treasure in it, or was it the second one?
Yeah, it was the one that had the treasure in it, the first one.
Okay, so yeah, so it kind of like yeets itself into the flame there, so that's probably what he was trying to avoid. Reason why he didn't collect the first one.
Good instinct, Curtis. That is actually top run, I think, and I like it. Seeing one of the most legendary runs in history and being like, actually, he missed that ball back there. It's pretty crap.
Yeah. No, being critical of other Pikmin 2 speedrunners is definitely a quality required to be a top Pikmin 2 speedrunner.
The nature of the game is I want to do something different. Thus, what you did was objectively wrong. You know, that sort of positive thinking that gets everyone better. But yeah, no, it's you're right, Curtis. Technically, he could have gotten it, and Ice, Urban, you were right in his logic. I assume he just didn't want to mess with it because it was in the fire. It's like, yeah, it's completely reasonable. He's probably just going to whistle this one off. Yeah, that was clean, actually.
Yeah, he took a good path at first, yeah.
Oh, Ice, you're crazy. You're actually insane.
Yeah. We know now if you... maybe we do it then, but if you throw a Pikmin on the ledge, that knapsack is really... easy.
Yeah, it's a lot more stable. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, he cleaned up the mess well. Like, he didn't have any absolute huge spaghetti there.
Yeah.
I also think that's like something I was talking to Max about recently. I think one of the most important skills... one of the most important skills that like a top runner can have now is like correcting mistakes, I think.
Yeah. And I had a very similar thing with conversation with Max as well. Just like, hey, when you make a mistake, don't make more mistakes.
That's so bad. I know that's so bad. Never dismiss here. True. But how do you think he learned that, ladies and gentlemen? By doing it in a run that's really good and making a mistake. But yes, no, you're true. Because if you dismiss there, you'll never be able to get your captain napping before the ice will lock onto the fire. Oh well, Max, I'm not saying there's something you need
Max,
to fix.
We don't have anything else to talk about.
There's no one else who's so close to being like tippy top level that the only mistakes they make are actually like visible. I think it's a weird compliment.
Yeah, this is a high 52, so he just got a 748 BK, which is good, like totally passable for standards. Completely now.
Fine. I think world record now is like 10 seconds faster. That's it.
Yeah. So this is almost a 53 with no SL. This is like reset territory now, unfortunately, which really sucks.
Which is insane. But back then, amazing. Like keep in mind, for sure, Cap's still fannying about with air brake somewhere else, while Ice is just getting his nose to the grindstone and getting things done. And yes,
our best bad idea we've ever had, air brake.
Yeah. It's so cool, but so bad. Also, Max with a very good observation in chat. His Poco count is really good, but not having lens 49.35. I think we've only become that strict recently.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although he will be up 20 extra Pocos because of SO over AM.
Yep. So that's the one we mentioned before. The sort of biggest route switch up here is Man at Legs, the boss at the end of Subterranean Complex, and a treasure we now get at the end in Perplexing Pool called Aquatic Mine.
Did he have enough deaths to where he could take out all 59 blues there?
I don't know. That's a very, very, very good question.
Yeah, I know he had one white death. I'm assuming he had one purple death with Pileated.
Did he have a white death? Oh, yeah, he might have had a purple. Purple deaths with Pileated Snagrit are really painful. They feel like you've been cheated.
I honestly, they're just. You and I have talked about it before. Yeah, he took out one too many. So he's actually gonna leave a white in the. It's gonna end up leaving a white in the ship, which is great.
Which honestly, I mean, not the end of the world. Like this is the thing. Like clearly, it's fine because the run's good in a sort of dumb way of saying it. Urgency, isn't it? Like even now, I think Ice's key strength over the rest of us is that overall just does things a lot quicker. Like it sounds really, really stupid. Like it's a speed run, of course you must do things quicker, but like some people get it and some people don't.
It's layout recognition followed by like immediately creating a game plan and sticking to it. Like creating the best possible game plan.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's harder in Pikmin 2 than, say, for other games. Like, in other games, you have one objective, and it's pretty simple. Go to X coordinate, X destination, pull off said trick, run done. Oh, God. But in Pikmin,
messing up the easiest knapsack in the game.
To be fair, he was in the right position. The blue slid down. Yeah. If you're going to mess it up, that's a cool way. But in Pikmin, it's more multifaceted, I think. Like, you can have different strengths and they will improve your gameplay, but then like if the rest of your gameplay is still slow, then the whole product isn't very good. So like Ice here, his game plans on average for a floor, like his average way of doing it may be a little slower than Cap's, for instance, because that's always been his strength. But it doesn't matter because he plays it so fast, and like the plan he has is so good that it's just like, well, the plan he has is still good, but the play he has is so fast that it's good. And hey, Cap, welcome. The analysis is going. Well, it's not really an analysis; it's just nostalgia, to be honest. I think it's hit that point where we're just absolutely reminiscing.
Crazy layout.
Yeah, like I think even Ice says. Crazy. I think he even says like it's a. I'm going to tell his volume for this. Sorry, Ice, if you're in chat, you might cringe hearing your own voice. I'm not sure if you will.
Oh. Well. Next one.
He's just like, oh, well, cool. I've noticed a lot of world record runs have these sorts of SCX ones that are just really fast. They like set the tone.
Yeah, just immediately there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a weird layout now. Like especially now we understand score and corridors. It's like, what the hell happened?
Right.
Here?
I mean, we definitely would have known immediately that I was in the room he went toward. And then if you start walking toward that room, you start seeing the treasure gauge go off. You can't see the tape, and so you know. So it just shows that like his intuition was good, really good here. I thought.
Pi, yeah, no, that is a good point. The The old strat for this used to be to put all your Pikmin on. I'm not sure when this got changed. This changed before I came in the scene, but it used to be put all your blues on that plug, and then take it on.
Yeah, Kaizen used to. I think it was Kaizen who started doing it in all treasures. Someone started doing it in some non-payoff deck category, and we're just like, oh my god, this is so much better.
We're like, yep, I'll have that. I'm stealing that. Also, Ice Cube with the incredibly, incredibly woke insight. Pikmin 2 without score knowledge in a nutshell. Oh, cool. you stumble into a really good layout, and you're like, oh.
That's great.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Yeah, I guess I'll pick that up. Awesome. Thank you, game, for your gift. I appreciate it. Oh my god. Yeah, like I remember this as well, Cap. I think we were there. Oh no, this was summer camp. Never mind. We went over it at GDQ too. But this SCX is like the most RNG wise at the very least, and also play.
It would have been
legendary.
It would have been at GDQ, not summer camp. Summer camp. Others were at. We didn't watch this at summer camp because it was old news. Like Ice had a 138 by summer camp, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure though. Oh, I think Twitch has died. I'm not sure. We good? Oh no, we good. That's actually very good to hear. Okay, awesome. Kinda. Ooh, my internet might be wobbling. So this is it. If everyone's still here, this is the 3. This is like an absolutely insane floor. So, Cannon Beetle Treasure, literally right here. But I won't spread. So, you get that, and then you turn around, and there they are.
Crazy.
Like, this is absolutely insane RNG. Also, I want to go back to that, actually. That's important. I feel like we didn't do this at this point, and I remember seeing it. So, here, this is a perfect example of, like, crisis management. So, I swarms this. He swarms this geyser, and he's like, okay, cool, messes it up. You can see the fire starts coming out. And this sounds really stupid. Like, if you watch Pikmin runs now, you're like, wait, what? But here, he sees this happen, and instead of just whistling, taking a second, putting it back on, dismisses blues, and they just deal with the rest of it, and then he fixes the disaster. Like, those sorts of order changes we didn't do for, like, a while, I feel like. Or at least I definitely didn't.
Yeah, we were super perfectionists, and it's something that, like, we have had to work. But, like, as far as, like, carries on treasures go and things like that, so we would play it really safe and try to play things perfectly. And so if we made a mistake like that, we'd fix it and take a lot of time to fix it. And nowadays we're just like, nope, I don't care. How can I deal with this quickly? We're going to ignore my mistakes.
Exactly. So for a modern Pikmin runner, this is a sub 4 SCX3 exit time. And you can see me with the woke commentary in the chat. Yeah, no, it's an absolutely insane layout. I've been playing this game for years now, and I've never seen anything that ridiculous in my life. And
I got something crazy at all. You need to just go watch one of my All Treasure streams yesterday. I got something better than that.
Oh dear God. Oh my God. Max is gonna need like oxygen. As someone who's grinding for a 139 now, that's gotta hurt. Yeah. Seeing someone get RNG that disgusting.
Hey, someone's calling me, so I'm gonna step away for a second.
Yeah.
You can be. You don't need
it's all good. I think the main thing I want to talk about. Yeah, so it's just for stream now. This is the point where I realized when I watched this that we were just behind Ice. We're so behind him. There's steps to go. So it's not SX5. Spoiler. He doesn't just rock out and do that. So does he do rim walk? That's a good question, actually. No. Okay, cool. He just does like regular. Yeah, so he only gets 10 whites, which is interesting. I think Ices normally get more white Pikmin, but I think that layout was like pretty aggressively bad. Like the white Candy Pop Bud was on the other side of the floor, so I think he bit the bullet there and took 10. Which, you know what? Completely fine. That stands out. So, this floor is insane. Like, both in RNG and in play. Also, hey, Jamie. How's it going? So, this, I think, is probably the most ahead of its time floor I've ever seen. So, you can see the exit back there in a really weird spot, right? It's in a corridor. I suspect has already seen this. So, okay, this is a bit spaghetti, but it's fine. And still, he doesn't save that blue. He kills the geyser first, because that's important. But here, he's got a good start. Oh, Cap, this SCX time would dominate the current meta. Like, if he finished this without getting mana legs, it would have been like sub 9. So here, he's just like, cool, kill these guys, fine. Let's get this out of here as soon as possible. Fine. This is like completely acceptable play, but he takes whites off there because he knows he only has 30. But here, does this, can hear the bomb going off, but he knows it'll blow up before he loads this treasure, and it gets out. So he's like thinking all of this at once. With in the back of his mind, he still needs to get to the hole because it's really far away, and he knows where it is. So he gets this out of here. Boom, the bomb goes off, and then he's like, okay, the hole. And he just beelines straight to it. I remember watching this and being blown, and like being blown away. So look, that loads, and he's right there. This is insane. Like, this floor is like absolutely 2021 current meta, really good play. So this is what I say when I'm like, even though this run was really lucky, like some of the play was just insanely ahead of its time. So I mean, did everyone get that? Want me to go through it again? Or oh my god. I love that floor. I absolutely love how Ice plays that floor. I think it's so beautiful, even now. Also, is Twitch okay for everyone? I just want to make sure before I sort of go on, because I think this floor is also really interesting, if I remember. Are we good? No. Bonkers. We back. Okay, cool. Seems like we're back. If anyone gives me a surefire go ahead, I'll continue. But I'll pause. I'm in no rush. Only got half an hour of the run left anyway, which I can say because it was a sub 140. All good here. All right, cool. Max has given me the go ahead, so I'll continue. So you don't get sub 9. You don't get sub 9 SCXs without good RNG all the way through. So you didn't think it ended at 3, right? So Ice has left the Groink here and run away. Conventionally a risky choice, but I think he had a plan either way. If he kills this Groink, cool, fine, whatever. But I think those of you who are Pikmin players in here, you've probably already seen this layout's pretty good. He gets the tape, beats that up, blows up this bomb, but I think he ignores it because he knows it's not going to take that much time. Yeah, cool. So he's out of here. The Groink is dead because he left it there. But look at this RNG. This is insane. And he's played it correctly as well, because the tape and the like other treasure are going to get back before this does, I suspect. So he waits.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Hello. Welcome back. We're just having a Twitch apocalypse. And also, Urban, just in case you forgot it, I'm going to go back for your reference. This floor also had very insane RNG. Did you see the SCX6?
No.
Oh, I really want... Okay, you know what? I'm going through it again, because it's literally my favorite sub-level in old meta Pikmin, because it's insane. Okay, so Urban, you've landed on this floor as another top runner. What do you do? I'll try and pause it when we're getting on the fall down. Okay, can you see that?
I can't see it.
No,
no.
Damn it. Okay. How do I go back frame by frame? Anyone know?
Just...
Am I a boomer? It's possible. You can't really see.
Yeah, it's really hard to see.
So like that. By the way, now you can see. So gauge here, or screw here, exit over there in weird corridor. Look at how Ice plays this. This is so sick. I'm just going back to it because don't know if you can do frame by frame on Twitch VODs. Thank you, Pi. I didn't think so.
Yeah.
But like, look at this. This is so clean. So it gets first treasure back. Awesome. Also, you can hear the French or Japanese police in the background. Very cool. I'm not sure where Ice was at the time of filming this. But like, so he's just getting treasure 2, taking some of the whites off.
And then, yeah, just spam through.
But he can hear the bomb drop, and he still does it. This is the level of urgency that's like insane. So, because like you can hear it go off. Well, you don't have audio, do you? Damn it! I need to share audio with you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But I saw him drop the bomb. I know what you're talking about.
So it goes off there, which is like seconds. Like, but then while this is heading back, look at how clean this is. And that's the last treasure, and he's back at the hole at the same time. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm a huge fan of that. I think that's a 2021 like A+ execution, right? Like we sort of agreed in chat before, but it's just nuts.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. All right, and then SCX7 is just really fast too. You can already see the high value treasure back there, past this groink.
Who is in a decent lower spot.
So the groink is now dead, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Because he nailed it.
And we get a beautiful small layout, which is always super duper nice on this floor.
As 29 me said, holy fucking hell. That wasn't even about that incredible execution. That was about like a bit of pretty good RNG. At this point, I should have been absolutely pooping my pants at how good the execution was on that 6. But I wasn't, because I'm not crazy. Yeah, no circle rooms. That's a very good point Max raised. In terms of RNG, Urban raised it before, sort of more generally, but Max says no circle room specifically reduces the size so much that it's just crazy. And the game wants to put in, like, just in terms of how it generates floors, it leans to putting more circle rooms in. Like, it always want one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then this floor is just perfect. Louis at the hole. And done. And if you look at the sub-split time.
Great. Super good timing, yeah.
Look at how stupid the sub-split time is. He's on like 8 minutes now.
That's nuts.
It's insane.
So yeah, he's gonna end up getting a sub 10 with Stellar Orb. Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah.
And also, for anyone that's never seen it, we're going to see probably the last relevant man at legs kill. That I can think of at the very least.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because mad.
Thought that one connected through, and it didn't, but that's okay.
Which one? Sorry?
I definitely would have too. He kind of walked off to the right there because it looked like that path connected.
Oh, right.
But it didn't. Yeah, there's an egg, which is like a totally valid mistake. Like you're looking ahead, you're not looking like immediately by you.
Imagine
not. That's how we play.
Curtis with a very good observation. The last relevant man at legs we would see in Payoff Debt. Of course, you still do it in all treasures. But yeah, Ice nails this as well. So. But yeah, I mean, the strat for killing man at legs is quite neat, isn't it, in Payoff Debt? Like, I must admit, I do kind of miss it sometimes. Although I definitely had runs die to it back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
It was like finicky enough, and you didn't do it all the time.
Yeah, no, and it's something now where I don't think I'd ever miss it, just because doing it in all treasures is essentially the same deal, but I definitely wasn't as well practiced in all treasures at the time. I probably had like a 420 in all treasures at this point.
Yeah, which is like, for nowadays, nowhere near as good as you would normally do.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, you can hear Ice popping off. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, so what would be an equivalent all treasures time to sub to like a 139 in Payoff Debt? Is it a sub 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think if you get sub 139 in Payoff Debt, you can get a sub 4 in AT with some practice. I think that's fair to say.
Cap.
Cap just doesn't care about AT, I think. Or he doesn't care as much as he wants to care. Which is fine. Like, not everyone wants to run AT. It takes a while. Also, it's weird seeing a retro name in chat, Yumius. For those that don't know him, a very good Pikmin 2 runner in his own right, but he's sort of dipped for now.
He wasn't running anyway before drama.
No, yeah, it's very true.
He's still around. I check out his streams every now and again. Oh, is Cap streaming?
He's Cap streaming. If honestly, I respect it, the grind.
Oh no.
Is this live? How come there's 2 chats? Hey, new to this. God, your name is absolutely perfect for this. So we are watching the Twitch, basically the Twitch highlight of one of the most legendary Pikmin 2 Payoff Debt runs of all time. So this is from 2018, and it has the run in question and its accompanying Twitch chat from the time. Twitch chat maybe isn't relevant now, but when we get towards the end and people start realizing how insane this run is, the Twitch chat picks up. Let's put it that way. So I have to have it on stream. If not for nostalgia reasons, then...
Yeah, it's mostly just Jack saying, holy fucking hell.
Yeah, me just absolutely losing my mind and breaking the water gate as fast as possible. I got it. Good work on HQ. Thank you. Thanks for watching it as well. I'm really glad that more people could see Pikmin 2. I think it's an absolutely amazing speed game. I'll say that like till the day I die. Yeah, having a bit of a Craigasm. Honestly, dude, I create like for the whole year after this run came out, I would have like a ritual of Craigasming to how sick it was, and it inspired me to get my own 139 in time. Osmorn, I'm very glad to hear your Twitch just fixed itself. Fantastic news. Welcome back.
Again, this floor, crazy floor, not to be able to do with score. Like,
my God, like Ice Cube.
Oh God, score helps. Yeah, can you?
It helps out so much. His intuition's good enough on this floor though that he sort of gets through. But yeah, I remember this one being pretty rough.
The thing, yeah, the thing is like, so oh God, all 3 doodlebugs right there. Oh God, great AT shit. But like,
Well, this is not that bad.
What was that?
Didn't know
what was that? Sorry,
that
Evan, you cut out a bit.
having
on
one
my
treasure
stream.
in a room makes it less likely to be in the same room.
Yes, okay, that is very true. So one of the core fundamentals of the thing called score that sort of generates where treasures go is that 2 treasures being in the same room, you know, with caveats to that statement, is pretty freaking rare. Like, it's pretty damn rare that you're going to get 2 treasures spawn in the same room if there's, like, similar amounts of stuff in each room. Yeah, Ice, I think at this point, what you had contributed to this room was you had created maps of each tile and where the spawn points were. Oh, I can see my frame rate dropping a bit. Oh, no. Damn it. Internet's freaking out. Did people get that? Basically, Ice had created these kind of rough floor plans of the rooms and like put little X's where the treasures could spawn. And they ended up being pretty fucking accurate. Do you remember those, Urban? Were you there when he posted those in Discord?
No, probably because I wasn't super. I was butthurt and was not great and felt washed. So yeah, probably unlikely. The period of this run is definitely like my least active and probably darkest period in Pikmin speedrun.
Yeah, because I remember when I first got into. He's playing like damn lunatic. Yeah, when I first got into Pikmin, so I think I got into it in June 2018 or something. I may have mentioned that before. I think you had world record just about when I was in. Oh, actually, maybe not. I think you might have been second to Cap, but he told me to watch your run because you didn't get air brake. Which is fun. That's a throwback.
Yeah, and I had just Cap beat me in June of that year, so you started right at the time Cap beat me.
Yeah, so I knew Cap as the world record holder when I joined, and my goal was like to beat him, which happened a very long time later because Cap's really good, as it turns out.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this run was so far in advance of us knowing a lot. Yeah, there was a world record with air brake. It was 142.37, I believe.
Cap also had a 142.59 that had some frame drops in it, so it couldn't be world record.
I see. This is back in the days of Cap didn't record when he streamed all the time, which is, you know what, it happens to the best of us. I can't be too mad about that. Also, I'm turning up Ice's audio again. Wait, actually, no, I'm pausing this. I want to find a way to share audio with you, Urban, so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, hopefully. I think there's a way. I'm fairly certain there's a way.
If you want, I can make the stream go, and you can put it on the stream, and we can watch it, and I just won't comment on it the first time through, and I can say my thoughts on it afterwards because there will be delay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. So I'll sort of give my thoughts on the initial reaction on the stream, and I'm putting it. Actually, you know what? I might just let it run with Ice's reaction because it's amazing. Like, and I think this is where people start coming in chat as well. This is like absolutely amazing. So
yeah.
So those of you among us can probably see what's about to happen. So it's like cool, all good. Nice, just getting the candle and wait, hold on.
Oh, fuck you. Is this real?
It is real, Ice. Get in there. Get that world record you deserve, brother.
Yeah, come on,
So,
come on.
for context, for all like people who don't know how crazy lucky that layout is, that is insane. That layout is like absolutely ridiculous.
Holy shit.
And ice. You were so lucky with threes. It's very true. Like both the threes in this run. So Urban, I'm not sure if you've gotten to it yet.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's so crazy.
It's so good. I had a similar. So my 143 has something similar, a similar deal where you've got two alcoves right next to each other, and then the bull bear kind of in them. It's actually probably even better than this because there were like no hazards in the way.
Yeah.
I legit cry. Like you. That is one of the only runs I have that my mic was recorded during, and I legit cry.
Oh my god. That's so cool. I feel like I want to respond to a question I see in chat from Max about why the score was so high there and why the treasures were allowed to spawn. I must admit, I think. Oh, sorry, go on. If you want to.
I was just gonna say there were a ton of hazards in that room, so that's why that room with that score is so high. There also weren't any alcoves elsewhere. I think is the main thing that's going on.
So that's something we wouldn't have been able to figure out then, really. So that room had really high score, but also the rooms were separated to the point where like the alcoves also had quite high score because it cumulatively goes out further from the spawn, is my understanding. So they also have, the alcoves have pretty high score as a result of it. So, and there are no other alcoves elsewhere that have like a really high distance. So that would be my sort of main theory. Also, all rooms were connected to the spawn room.
Like I says there. So there aren't any. There are just really long hallways everywhere else except for that room. So nothing else can spawn there. You also don't get the half scoring effect when they do spawn in alcoves like that. Was the white candy pop bud in the other alcove in that room?
That's an interesting question. Why does that change the score?
It had no. It doesn't change the score. It just had like there was another. There was. Thought I saw another.
It's here.
What is? Can you start at the beginning of FC3 again?
Yeah, sure. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it won't take very long to get back there. There you go. Actually, yes, we can see on the come down roughly how it spawned. I actually saw a good layout there. Okay, I'm gonna try and pause as early as possible. Okay, so here, this is what we're working with, right? So like now we can benefit from this. So you know there's gonna be a hole and a geyser somewhere. You know there's probably gonna be a white candy pop bud. And yeah, I don't know. So the treasure spawn in Bull Bear here, ring, candle, and then I think the exits are down here. So
and you actually, I was gonna say you do see a couple other alcoves, but like we said, there are lots of hazards, and hazards contribute in a fairly large amount of score, larger than most other things, and so that's why those other alcoves can't have anything in there. I'm just wondering, so what's in that third alcove? In the room with the treasures, is it an egg?
Good question. We can find out. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Sorry, go on.
Just go ahead.
No, it's just nothing. It's just a fire geyser with nothing behind it. That's really weird.
So something weird is going on there because that fire geyser should be higher score. So that is a different type of alcove than one a treasure can spawn in. A treasure cannot spawn in that alcove. It's going to have an egg.
Yeah. But it doesn't. It's weird. It doesn't have an egg, I don't think.
Oh, fuck you.
It has one falling from the sky is what I'm saying.
Ah, right. Yeah. But yeah, either way, it's crazy layout. Like, absolutely insane. And Ice's reaction is so warrant. And it's good that he read it as well. I think he figured it out pretty quick. Given how insane it is that they would actually all spawn there.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky with threes.
He's so lucky with threes. Alright. Skip and the rest of this. I think... Because also, keep in mind, this FC is also sub 10. So this is also very good. Ice just playing like safe, using good dismisses again. Just to make sure that he's getting the most out of his Pikmin.
Did you want to share your screen with me again?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Sorry, I forgot I hadn't done that. I'll go back a bit. Also, shout outs for stealing that strategy from GDQ. they're onto a good thing about how to do that. Cool. There you go. Alright. So we'll go back to 4. But yeah, it ends up being sub 10, which is crazy.
Yeah. super good and acceptable by today's standards.
Yeah. Like, I think he ends this split, like, what was it? It was like 2.5 minutes ahead or something absolutely outrageous like that. Which is when we knew. Because for what it's worth, I think this run could have been a 138 as well. Like, there was literally one floor. Also, this is insanely monk-ass. I hate how he played this floor even now. It's so scary.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Oh, my God.
The day the 139 almost died.
It probably had died before that.
Honestly. It was
before this, just something similar.
Terrifying. But absolutely fine. Yeah, he nails that at the end of the day, right? He loads marble really quickly and puts like pretty much all whites on the star.
Yeah.
Which is like awesome.
It worked out
like,
super duper well.
Beautiful, beautiful fine play. Also, you can hear Ice's Discord. I'm going to turn it down slightly. Oh, I'm excited to see when all the boys raid the chat to realize that their favorite speed game category has just died. God.
The tutorials are total just a little over 4 hours, so you could learn this. GDB said something in the chat about my tutorials.
Yeah, honestly, they're really good tutorials.
Yeah, you can learn Pikmin 2 speedrunning in approximately 4 hours, so.
Which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is another good example, by the way, of crisis management. Like, I saw that those Pikmin are getting buried, and he's just like, cool, there's only like 4 or 5. I'll bury them up after I've done the win condition. So.
I was just talking to Max about my 143. Again, I do highly recommend anyone watch that run, because it is crazy, and you can see how even then I was like, this time is crazy. No one's going to match this time forever. And then we pushed it to a 134. Like, it's 9 minutes faster now. But I buried 60 Pikmin on that floor.
Wait, really? Oh my God.
Yeah, you don't remember that? I buried like 60 Pikmin on the floor.
I wasn't.
It's terrible, man.
I don't think I was around. Or was I around? Maybe that was the one I watched a lot, but I just don't. I don't remember that mistake.
It definitely would have been the one you watched a lot.
That's crazy. Also, Ice does interesting thing about score as well. He doesn't know that the geyser can't spawn.
Yeah, that's wild.
Crazy.
I definitely knew that if you had that large room there, then the exit's there.
Yeah. Yeah, that purple got fucked up as well. I think Ice is entering panic mode. I mean, if he's here, maybe he can comment on how he felt. I know it's been 2 years, but I feel like when something like this happens, you usually remember how you felt.
Yeah, he's got like 4 minutes plus before his split time, and this floor takes 2 minutes?
Yeah,
max, like on a bad floor, and he's got a good layout here, like a really good read of the layout.
Yeah,
it's cool. Throwing the 20 off to the side is something we wouldn't do now. We would manipulate our Pikmin on there to.
Yeah. So whites would be in a position where we could just whistle them off because they'd be separate. That would probably be what we do now. But this still goes to show, though, even though this is pre-score, Ice had like a fantastic intuition about where things would be. Like he went.
Light does help a lot.
Yes, very true, very true. Also,
oh my God!
Shouts to me for being really right. I'm just anyway. Yeah, but here he's overly cautious about this. I remember.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it much. Sometimes they
can get a couple.
At worst, they can snipe your Pikmin totally, but like it's so rare for it to happen.
Yeah. The brightness is really nice, Cowie. You're right. It is really. It's like very visually pleasing to watch this game when you have Stellar Orb. Everything just looks how it's meant to.
And as far as speedrunning goes, like this floor becomes a non-issue. Like it becomes an instant read with light. So does GK3, which GK3 has now become an instant read anyway because we know how score works. But this one is a little less so now.
Yeah, for sure. Time to root man at likes for me. Well, you're welcome to. I mean, it'll be interesting to see the runs.
It's obviously not terrible. Like it's one of the most recent treasures that we cut out.
It's the last one.
So like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's technically the last semi-viable treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a good thing.
Also, this order bugs me so much. Those of you familiar with the modern route, he is going to enter GK next. That is not
triggering.
That is not the correct thing to do.
We were stupid. Is the moral of the story, guys.
Yep. So I'll explain briefly why. I think Urban, you alluded to it before, but people may have shifted in and out, and it's been, I think, a while. So you'll notice his poker count after he gets rid of this mailbox here. So I think it'll be in like 3 seconds we'll see it. So currently it's 7-5-5-5. He's going to end this split with 8-1-4-5, I believe. So 8-1-4-5, cool. That's still, that's a good amount of pokos for pre-aquatic mine. That's fine. He's just gonna get some bugs. But when you go into GK and you get about 1,100 pokos, you go over 90% complete again. So what that does is it triggers a cutscene that basically says, well done, you got 90%, woohoo. And that just takes like 8 seconds. Whereas if you go into Citadel Spiders first, you get to like high 8,000, like 8,840, I think is our goal now. And then you do the last cave. You skip past the 90% and just hit 10,000 straight. So the result is you miss that annoying, pointless fanfare. And it saves about like 7 seconds for free.
Yeah. So you're not going to want to, so 2 things in the chat. You're not going to want to, if you're going to get Stellar Orb, you would just probably skip Aquatic Mine. Stellar Orb's only 100, Aquatic Mine is 80. Probably cannot skip SAT and Aquatic Mine both for it.
Yeah.
And then the reason that likely, so I can't say this with 100% certainty, but this is my read of the situation. This is before Jack and Ice were part of the community. But the reason we did GK first was because if you had high treasures, BD Longlegs used to be an optional treasure, and so if you had high treasures in GK, you could opt to do BD Longlegs instead of one of those high treasures.
Oh, that's really weird. That's such a weird route.
Oh, it's so toxic, yeah.
Well, so basically it's a symptom of the fact that moke throwers weren't popular then.
We didn't know about, well, yeah. We probably knew roughly about, well, yes, that's the other thing. We totally knew about moke throws because we did them to get healing cacks down, right? Like, it's the same goddamn principle. We just didn't realize, hey, you can do this with literally any wall in the game.
Oh, that's my brain.
It's so painful.
Oh my god. So anyone, by the way, that's in this chat from GDQ and hasn't really seen Pikmin much since then, you'll see another thing that we didn't get to do during that run. So these are these moke throws we're talking about. So they're throws you can do in Glutton's Kitchens or Glutton's Kitchen in place of having yellows.
Did he have one?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he had a high white goodness. Oh, cool. I wonder if HSS did moke throws. Interesting. I actually don't know.
I'm sure he knew about him. I'm sure there was a challenge run where he did GK without yellows and was like, how can I do this?
Yeah, I mean, what? So he did 6-day yellowless, but then again, he could just reset floors until he got it. So I guess that's not too crazy. Yeah. Which sucks. Actually, imagine doing that. God, awful. You have a 1 in 4 chance, maybe less. Oh, Ice with the
no,
menu.
It's not that bad.
The menu spaghetti. Oh, really?
Ice did numbers. The chance for anything high on 4 is 55%.
And then what about the chance for anything high on 2? Because you'd need both in one run, right? Oh,
yeah.
No, never mind.
Your chances of having anything higher are going to be 5 times. It's not going to be like super high. It's going to be 20 over 36 is your chance not to have anything high on 2.
I saying back when he got his second sub 2, they didn't know anything about moke throws back then. Was moke even in the community? I don't know, man. I mean, you're older than me in that way. I sometimes forget that you're actually like you're vintage.
Yeah,
you've been around Pikmin for a while.
Ice probably holds the record for longest time in between world records because he had one like way back in like 2015, 2014, something like that. Yeah. Only time Pal ever held record as well. So congrats, Ice.
Oh, crazy. Oh, no, that's sad. Damn it. I'm glad that Pal has had record at some point though, because it just feels good. Also, the old version of getting up on the scales here. So now normally we throw a purple onto the left side, and it saves all of this sort of messing about with these whites or all these Pikmin and then throwing them. Only a small time save that I found. I think it's like 5 seconds. Nothing crazy.
You're trying to avoid lag too, so if you set it up the other way where you're walking up the other scale, you'll get some pretty bad bad lag as you enter this cave.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's something you've probably never seen because we fixed it. We figured out how to get rid of it.
Oh, Ice messing up these. I think he fixes it. Yeah, looks good. Cool.
Fuck.
Ice just goes, fuck. The timing of that was beautiful. Like, we just hit a lull in speaking. Ice just drops a gnarly F-bomb for the stream. Awesome. But yeah, no, nowadays that's not really a huge deal. I think if you miss that, it's not a big thing.
I don't know if I can express how nerve-wracking it is going into like your second to last cave being 2 minutes ahead. But it's terrifying. Jack can attest to this too.
Yeah.
But everything needs to go right, and I need to not make mistakes, and that is hard.
You know what's even funnier? Especially when that cave is Glutton's Kitchen. Like, we do Glutton's Kitchen last now, so one of the benefits of that as well is if you lose a bunch of Pikmin, you could probably still PB, like, most of the time. As long as you have enough Pikmin to really do what you need to, you're probably fine. Whereas if you lose all your Pikmin here, or you lose, like, 30, right, which isn't the end of the world, but it's a lot, then you go into Citadel Spiders with, like, 2/3 of your army. So this cave used to be way more stressful back then before you switched the order. It was awful.
And we didn't. The other thing was, for the longest time, we didn't know about Moke throws, so it was also just straight RNG. Terrible.
Cheers.
Also, shout out to BLL used to be an option select. That was a fun phrase that Captain Lugia liked to throw around for a while, but BLL used to be an option select for the chapstick on White Flower Garden 4.
What?
Yeah. At one point, someone actually suggested that we get... If the chapstick on White Flower Garden 4 was bad, we get BLL instead.
Oh my god, there's so many levels of wrong with that. That's so rough.
Guys, we've come a really fucking long way.
Low-key, this was insanely woke, by the way. I just want to point out, Ice put like half purples on that. And it meant that like if the Blowhog disobeyed what he did, then the treasure would still move and it'll still be safe. That's really cool. We do that now. Still.
Yeah.
Even though the Blowhog was all the way over here, because he's a genius.
He also, he tried to distract it too, which is another thing that was probably pretty ahead of his time.
Definitely.
Also, flipping the beetles instead of killing them.
Yeah.
I know I was definitely killing every single enemy in my path at this point. So.
Especially in a very scary version of GK. Yeah, and Ice rightly point out, sorry, we didn't mention before, the fact that if you lose loads of Pikmin here, Citadel Spiders is like the worst cave to have less Pikmin on, because it's the only cave in Payoff Debt that really has notable gates that like actually matter. I think like Snagger Hall 3 is the only other floor that does, but it doesn't really matter.
SH6.
SH6?
That's
yeah, true.
Bad, yeah.
Yeah, but COS is like the worst one, for sure.
Okay, I need to refresh World War II.
Oh, also, yeah, Mr. Revenge is finally in the chat with the bold claim.
That's wild pie.
Saw it here first.
Category. That is such a cold take. That was said at the 143, was said at the 139, was said at the 136.
And even I kind of somewhat said it. I think I did a half-hours version of it. I said it's going to be dead for a while. Because I know saying something's dead permanently is just wrong. But
hey, I'm still right. By 143, my comment on the VOD on speedrun.com is world record is dead for the Japanese version of the game. And that was still correct. That is still...
Well, IID got a 139 on JP, but we won't talk about that. So yeah, so this is the Moke throw we were talking about. And Ice nails it as well.
Oh, fucking good.
Which is awesome. And he's popping up.
I'm not sure if that, like, that setup was great necessarily. Like, it might be a little luck involved. I don't know what your thoughts on that, but, like...
It looked okay. It looked within a range of setups where I look at it and I'm like, yeah, you could probably throw enough at this, and the timing will give you enough wiggle room. The Cat Revenge shitpost in chat. Incredible.
What?
Oh my
God.
Hmm?
I said in chat we used to skip FC4. I assume he's talking way back when he did his run.
Wait, what? Wait, you skipped FC4 as in everything on it?
It's a crazy floor to split.
Because there's so much like valuable stuff on that floor. Why would you skip it?
We just didn't like electricity. Hey, they used to get crown.
That's true. FC5.
FC5. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, FC5 used to be an option to like to skip as well.
Okay, that at least makes a little bit more sense. I've at least had that thought of like, is this really fast? I don't know. Back in sub 2 hours. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The fucking Stone Age. This is the thing. I didn't want to look back at one of the runs that's that old, which I think maybe another time would be interesting. But
I think you'd appreciate my 143.
Yeah, it'll probably be nostalgic as well in a different way, I suspect. That reminds me from when I started.
It's also like I get embarrassed watching it now because I'm like, God, I'm playing so poorly.
Yeah, which is probably what Ice is feeling now.
I'm talking through the whole thing as well.
That's pretty cool.
And I cry twice.
So. Hell yeah. Dude, speedrunning's an emotional thing. Like when you actually hit a goal, it's like.
Oh, and the thing was, I had spent like 2 years at that point going for world record.
Oh really?
And it just had been really hard. And so I had gone from being a completely irrelevant runner to being in world record contention. And then it finally happened.
Mm-hmm.
And like I also had other stuff happen getting world record. Like I had a crash on GK4 once on a world record paced run, which is painful, obviously. And then like literally a day before I had gotten world record and it had gotten beaten. I was like, fuck, man, I'm no one.
And then you eviscerated it. But I want to point this out. And this is how everyone needs to know that Ice has cold blood in his veins. Because look at this moment here. This is the most baller thing I've ever seen in the Pikmin run, even to now. So he whistles these guys, sees the boulder, dodge. That is insane. The fact that he doesn't panic and accept defeat. He's just like, nope, these Pikmin are not dying.
Yeah, the thing is, we probably let him die now, wouldn't we? Because we're setting the last floor. Like,
I just feel like screw it.
Fine,
10 purples, but Ice dodges all of it, and he saves like 8 purples at least. It's so cool.
We call that threading the needle.
Yeah. I also want to show this incredible cap comment, which does not hold up. Well, it mostly holds up, to be fair. Everything apart from this holds up pretty well. But sub 8 BK, yeah, good. Sub 10 F6 SEX, good. Sub 10 FC, yeah. But putting sub 9 SH and being also, like unbeatable.
No. The absolutely insane thing is that is a sub 10 SCX with Stellar Orb.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is nuts.
That would be like
a sub 10. Yeah, a sub 10 SCX isn't like super duper crazy now. Most of the top runners can get one with, decent luck at least.
Yeah.
But with Stellar Orb, that's fucking nuts. That's equivalent to seriously like an 845, yeah.
Yeah, like Max was saying it before. Also, another thing that Ice was insanely ahead of his time on. Look at this.
This floor. Yeah.
I remember this because I remember I didn't have the courage to do the strat for ages, and I still don't really, but we just have a sort of slightly faster version that doesn't require this much risk. He plays it like an absolute madman.
Yeah, this is also how I've started doing it. I didn't do it this way in my most recent PB, but I have seen the light and started doing this floor this way as well.
Interesting, because he plays it this way because he wants more bodies. Because this isn't the last floor now. Also, deloading electricity off screen, very ahead of its time. Loads of people didn't do that. Like, loads of people just assumed that electricity loaded the same way as, like, Fire Geysers, which is, we know now, isn't the truth. They sort of stay off for as long as they're not visible. But here you can see he's already done most of the damage to Breadbug. And even if this Breadbug glitches, he has so many backups that he's pretty safe.
Yeah.
So this is a great way of playing this floor, but it is a little risky. Because if the smaller Breadbugs grab the treasure a little quicker, then you have to sort of change course. But of course, he had an eye on them the whole time, so I'm sure he would have been able to, amend if necessary. Oh, we're getting some retro names in the chat. No, Cello Lugia.
Not really. Curtis. It's all the same.
Different, depending on what spawns on the small plate. No, yeah, I think unless there's maybe skipping involved, if you're skipping a small, then maybe you could be really aggressive if like one of the small treasures spawns on the side plate. Potentially, but
I like to. So if you can skip a small and a small shows up on the far plate, that is the one I like to skip on that floor.
Yeah. Ibarra losing his absolute mind in chat. Keep every single time Hi puts a message, pog. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm with him. TCB. Now you see all the names flooding and everyone just being like, hold the phone. What the hell is happening? Our favorite speed game category is dying.
I am running all treasures at this point in time. So I don't think I show up. Maybe I do. We'll have to see.
I thought you were supposed to kill 2 anodes, then go steal the bread bug treasures, then deal with the giant bread bug. That's the base idea, but then sometimes you can get the third treasure, the third one that's just sort of out and about before you go and steal the bread bug treasures back. So,
and Curtis, that is what I say in the tutorial, if that's what you're referencing, because it is much more. It's going to be much more consistent to do it that way.
Yeah.
The way we do it this way, the bread bugs can grab treasures, and you saw he was pretty close to those bread bugs potentially like pulling the 2 treasures under the regular bread bugs on the GP.
So if Ice had stuttered on basically any moment of that floor, he would have lost like 25-30 seconds probably. Well, maybe a bit less because you're multitasking quite a lot, but still, would have lost quite a lot of time. So COS last, woohoo!
I'd say it's probably 30 seconds because you either have to kill that bread bug that took the treasure or whatever. It's a lot. It's a lot of time lost.
Honestly, maybe something interesting about that. You could option select a treasure getting stolen with Love Nugget.
Yeah,
which is cool, but might be worth the time loss at that point. That's cool. But yeah, so this is. I think he just plays really well in all of this cave apart from 3. I remember 3 being rough. I remember him even saying like, "Oh, I played this too safe. This was really bad." But apart from that,
I can't be mad at playing safe at like this pace though.
Very true. Like Ice says, cold ice in his veins, but he's not he's not numb to everything. He still is aware of how insane this run is.
Yeah, of course, Curtis. One thing I will say on this floor, I think it's something we focus a little bit more on now, but when there's a gate in front of a treasure, especially if it's the berry treasure, it's like gate first.
Yeah, you absolutely rinse the gate. Like, because it's the slowest thing on the floor. Like, you can see, even though he left quite a few Pikmin on there, all the treasures are back now, and the gate has just come down. So while... Yeah, I think his aggression was good on this floor. Like, the way he played it generally stands up to modern meta, but I think now we probably would be a little bit more aggressive on the gate. Ice would also probably fall into that frame of mind, yeah. Like, whenever I say we, Ice is included. This is all old Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Also, Lugia with the actually incredibly cold take. This was true for a very long time. Ice was so far ahead of everyone else that we actually did study Ice Cube's runs for a while. It was him, because IID didn't stream at this point as well. So a lot of you who are here, IID was like a faceless man. He was an enigma. He would just come in, drop a ridiculous time, and leave.
Yeah, it was just a PB dropper, and like would sit on PBs for a while too until someone beat him. Less so in Pikmin 2 because no one ever beat him. But
So this, I think, is the only flaw that now I'm like, this is a bit dated. But like, you can see that there's one gate in the spawn. So now he should see one gate here and get excited because he knows because there can only be 2 gates on this floor.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, my insanely hilarious comment in chat. I'm the funniest man alive.
What does it say? What does it say? What a jackass, man!
It's true.
Cap's sitting right there. The world record holder's sitting right there.
It's true. I stand by it.
Max, if you ever want to be taken seriously, learn the difference between your and your.
Oh no! He's just a lad. He's just a young lad. Can't do that to him. But yeah, you can see like I'll go back actually, just because you can sense. I just really want to dial it home how much our knowledge has sort of progressed on this. So I'll be quiet for a sec and I'll play it for the stream. Just what Ice says. So he knocks this down, deals with it. It's kind of slow, a bit fidgety, but fine, because he wants more whites.
All right,
but then you can hear in his voice that he's surprised here.
It's just right there.
But
it's just chilling out in the
But
really.
But it's like nowadays we would have been surprised like a minute ago or like 50 seconds ago, and this is not, again, to Ice's discredit. None of us knew anything about it. But like, as soon as you see one gate near the entrance in Citadel Spiders 3, you know the layout's going to be pretty good. So Ice played it really well, decently well by chance. But yeah, then we could have been really aggressive.
Also, it's wild. It's wild. Like, he's taking a decent amount of time to get extra bug bodies here, and it just is kind of like making me realize that like COS is really not great for bug bodies.
Yeah,
like GK, like if you're trying to get a bunch and you're just doing cleanup, as you get treasures, GK is way better.
Yeah,
so that's an improvement of GK at last as well.
I agree. You only really have, because I mean COS you can get some bugs really easily, but getting loads of bugs in COS is like quite hard. Whereas getting loads of bugs in GK doesn't lose that much more time. I think it's a good point. Yeah, Ice is right. Score definitely helps a lot, and especially that one because the treasure's invisible. So
yeah, any floor with buried treasures like just doesn't even compare.
I want to point out Yumius with another incredibly insightful observation.
Oh no, my problem. Oh, look at that redacted.
It's true. The day Ice Cube revealed that all of us are just a bunch of posers. True. Ice Cube's basically IID in terms of toolset. Not wrong.
Yeah, just a bunch of washed losers.
See, that would have stung at the time when you were
washed American losers.
True. See, but at least you're third now, so that's good.
Yeah, I was third when this went down too, probably.
Oh yeah, it would have been Cap. Well, it would have been Cap, Ice Cube, you, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Would I have been third, or had someone beat me? Lugia may have beaten me.
Maybe. Oh, because he did get a 140.
I was really behind.
He got a 140 at one point. I remember that. Like he got it really early. He beat Cap. Yeah, chat is hilarious on this because we're all just
can you zoom in on chat for the rest of this?
Honestly, I'm tempted.
Anything else interesting is happening? Yeah. It's been real, everyone.
Yeah, peace. I'm glad I'm even gonna move my head out of here. It's amazing. It's like this run was crazy. Titanium Stingray, names you don't recognize, just pop it in and be like, oh my god. 39. So it ends up
wild.
139.23. Was that the time? 139.23? I think so. Oh man, I think you do get a comment in Urban, right? If I recall, I think literally everyone was saying.
TC. Okay, first of all, don't come into someone's chat if they're like in the middle of a run and tell them that a category they've run very seriously is dead now, because they killed that run.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if I come in here. Is this the speedrun.com VOD, or is it the whole thing? Like, I don't know if we're gonna see the whole. Oh yeah, you're directly on Twitch, aren't you?
Yeah. Because Ice, God bless him, highlighted this on Twitch.
This run will never be beaten. Ah,
God.
Freezing take.
If reviewing this was like a fucking drinking game, that's like down your drink. This run will never be beaten on an old world record. Classic. But this run was crazy though, to be fair. So I kind of get it. It did take like Ice Cube had world record, not with this run, but like in general for the next like almost 2 years.
Yeah, it wasn't until the beginning of last year that I remember Urban is the one who was finally able to unseat Ice.
It's not the truth. It was IID, right?
It is the truth.
No, it was because 136.
It was totally me. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. Okay, well the first one to meaningfully dethrone Ice, I think, where it lasted long, where it lasted a long time.
I kicked it off. I made it possible. I made us all realize, hey, it actually is possible to beat Ice.
That is true. Because I think
not beat. Cap is so hurt.
Oh fuck.
yeah. No, just imagine how like salty I'm telling you guys I was. Cap is way saltier than that because he had world record at this point. So like.
This run will never be beaten. Good fucking job, Ice Cube. Showed us all up. Very true. Can't wait for Ghostly to profound. I love that. God, I miss Lugia sometimes, man.
Oh, Ouija's been around for that long? Holy shit.
Yeah, man. Ouija's been around since before me. But here we are at 134. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I knew Ouija was involved in other. I didn't realize Ouija was around like Pikmin 2.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure that's the same Ouija, to be fair. I think it might be a different individual.
Surely it is.
No, I don't think so. Because he has a different name. I follow him on Twitch. He's just Ouija lowercase.
Huh.
Cat
Maybe he changed it from that.
Cat was furious. That is for sure. I think.
Oh, so mad.
I remember if you if people want to have a good time in the Discord, go back to messages put around December 2018 and you'll see the fallout that is from this. Maybe that's your homework if you're really interested in Pikmin 2 history.
Yeah, go check out February, March of 2018 as well, when I got my 143, just because like the trading back and forth of world records is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then again, Cap coming in at the end and just being washed.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. All hail Ice Cube. Still true.
I want to make sure I come in and say something. I'm sure I do.
I think you do. I think I remember you saying something.
GV, that run is still one of probably my favorite speedruns of mine. It's been a really long time since I've looked at it, though. I would actually have to find the video of that because I'm not sure where it is.
I'm gonna make hopefully chat bigger. That way we can see both. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, cool. I figured we'd have to zoom in on chat as aggressively now. But yeah, I felt bad for that. I put in the cap not like this. Oh no.
God, we're so mean.
It's true, but I think Cap got over it. Eventually.
Yeah, and like Cap now would especially be able to get over it, but maybe not as much then.
Yeah. Also, Lugia with the actually very, very true observation, and the also true observation.
Well, thank you.
Maybe not like a week, but I think Ice was the one who beat this next, right? Because I think I got close and then he lowered his time again.
Yeah, Ice maintained his grip. He had like a few 138s. His next run was a 138.26.
Yeah.
And he beat that with a 138.06 or something that wasn't able to be submitted to leaderboards.
Keep, I donate money if I had some. I wanna fast forward to get your message and then I'm good to call it. Because I'm fairly certain you said something.
I'm sure I did too.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Holy shit, man. Congrats. See, I'm a good sport, guys.
It reminds me of that like really old meme of the guy who has like the smiley face in front of him, but he's like crying and angry behind.
Yeah.
You're just furious. Oh, cool. But yeah, no, it's an amazing run. I'm glad people.
Is that all I said?
I think so. Take Pikmin 1 world record, you won't. He won't.
That's also a challenge that Ice came up to, and like if he cared, Ice Cube now ties ID for best Pikmin player. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I agree. He had 2
power rankings. Yeah, because he had 2 world records at that time.
He had 2 and 3 as well, which were both pretty good.
And Ice, and so IID had 1 and 1 of the records in 2. Ice had 3 and the other record in 2.
Yeah. But yeah, wow, it's crazy. And now there are, I think, 5 people that have beaten that? No, 4. I think it's still only me, you, Cap, and IID. I don't think Ghostly or Max have gotten there yet. But I think Max very well could.
Well, Ice has beaten his own run.
Oh, Ice has beaten his own run too. Yeah. Very true. But yeah, I hope that was interesting for people. I think I'm sort of happy to call it there. I just wanted to stream today, but I didn't want to do any runs. So I just thought trip down memory lane would be nice.
Yeah, Ghostly's is a 139.39.
So Ghostly, a good runner in his right, like his own right, basically, a few years later, still hasn't beaten this time. Which is actually insane to say out loud now I think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and feel free to follow if you want more Pikmin stuff, I guess. Yeah. Cool.
Thanks for letting me do this, Jack.
Yeah, no problem. And also thanks Ice for stopping by in the chat. It was cool to see you again. Hope you eventually come back for
and congrats, Ice.
Yeah, congrats on just like
it was a big deal, and you definitely, like, I know I like to take credit for revolutionizing the game, but you did it. It was you.